All right, well, today's the day. We're finally going to put on some good poly mounts here. The whatever cheap rubber garbage we got down there now, this engine moves all over the place. So we're going to get some of these bad boys on there. So not only are these polyurethane, they have a little system in there to hook them so they can't spread too far. Anyway, supposedly those are the cat's meow. So we're gonna get these changed out. Hopefully it won't be too big of an issue. Here we go. All right, well, I got the nut off the bottom stud of the isolator. Got a bottle jack out here, picking up on this. There's a big tab right here, a cast iron piece coming off the block. I think I've got enough weight off of it. I'm gonna take the 4 bolts. These are custom mounts. I'm going to take these 4 bolts holding that whole upper mount to the block off, and then I can separate the isolator with it off the truck. It'd be much easier to get to that top bolt. So, all right, well, I got those crack loose. I had to turn the camera off, say a few words that weren't suitable for YouTube. So I got these loose. Let me get these, maybe get these backed out of here. We'll get that mount pulled out of there, go change the isolator and get it put back together, and we'll work on the other side. Hopefully that goes that smooth. So here we go. All right, well, a little change of plan here. I had to break the top bolt loose from the upper bracket because luckily I was smart enough to slot the mount. There was no room with this stud in the bottom piece to get it to come off there. So loosened the top bolt in the isolator, slid that upper mount off. So now I'm gonna get this fished all back in there. We'll get that upper mount put back together. Hopefully the other side isn't as bad. And if you look in there, I don't know if you can tell, looks like we got a little bit of a leak starting somewhere. Looks, I can't tell if it's coming off the dipstick tube or something, but it's leaking down onto the pan rail. So that's fun. Just chalk that up to it being a 12 valve. So anyway, we'll get this slapped back in there, hopefully get this mount back together fairly quick and easy, and then we'll move on to the other side. All right, well, this side, I got that lower bolt out of the front half. That was a pain. With this cross member there. The back two shouldn't be terrible. This one I can get the wrench on pretty easy, but this side doesn't have the starter over here. So this side should be pretty good, but as I was looking, I think this one right here has collapsed and broke the plate off of this lock piece, and it is squatting. So that is probably not good. I will get it out of there and show you more. But yeah, let me, I got the bolts loose off the bottom of the isolator, the top one loose. I just got to get this mount plate off the block and swap this one out. So let me get it out. I'll show you what we got. So here's that passenger isolator, and you can see it's ripped off of the little, I don't know what you want to call that. And honestly, I mean, this motor torques that way. So is this a big deal? No, because all the weight's being pushed down. It's not ever being pulled apart. But, I mean, that is definitely broken. So, just garbage. This one, like I said, all of the locking and, you know, this piece right here is supposed to keep it from wanting to separate when it stretches, but all of that is internal on this. This pad's nice and big. We don't have this crap to deal with. So, and yeah, you can tell this is just squishier and just, yeah. I mean, when I swapped this motor in here, we were on a budget. So I tried to save them. I think these are just from like O'Reilly or AutoZone. These are terrible. And you can tell the weight on these is much more. So there's a lot more. They have a picture when you order these of what the internals look like. So these can't stretch very far. So this thing should be a lot more solid. So we'll get this going back together over here. Shouldn't be as bad as the driver's side with no starter in the way. So here we go. I'll get you when it's done. All right, we're back together. I've got this thing greased. Not that you had to grease it for the motor mounts, but I hurried and greased the front end of this thing. It was time. So we're gonna go for a test drive and we're gonna see how much better these are. I'm sure they're gonna be way better. So stay tuned. Let's get this out of here. We'll go for a drive. I'll let you know. All right, guys, well, we're out driving this thing, and let me tell you, these mounts are way better. So the clutch linkage on this thing is all mechanical to run the clutch off the pedal, and I've lost my free play, so the mounts are already sitting up higher than the old squishy ones. But this thing, when I started it, when I shut it off, this thing, that engine's in there solid. So these things are way better. There is a noticeable, you know, it does seem to vibrate the truck more at an idle. Obviously they're a little stiffer, but other than that, they seem much more solid. I can't feel, with that mechanical linkage, you know, you used to could feel the engine and everything shifting when you would start taking off and stuff. And then like when you were backing up in reverse after everything was hot, it'd kind of shake you when it was, you know. Nah, these things are solid. So you guys better get you some of these. If you got first gen Cummins, anything like that with these mounts, man, these things are awesome. They're a little pricey, but they're solid as a rock. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that, found a good product to use. So we'll see you guys in the next one.